Hello everyone and welcome to this year's first Scarlet edition of Buckeye TV. We have a diverse offering of stories to kick things off, including stories on voter registration and a local record store.
We've also got interesting stories about study spots on campus and an Ohio State volleyball star returning from injury, and much more on deck. Stay tuned here on Buckeye TV.
Welcome back to today's Scarlet edition of Buckeye TV. I'm Tyler Danberg.
And I'm Nia Snezik. What does it really take to become a Buckeye? Stick around, I have the answer. People bought a whopping 43 million vinyl records last year, according to the Recording Industry Association of America. There are a lot of record stores in Columbus, but only one has a dance floor for break dancers to show off their moves. Our reporter Raghav Raj has the story.
I'm here at The Cut Records, a hip-hop record shop in Columbus's west side. Here, you can buy vinyl, singles, cassettes, and CDs, as well as skateboards and clothing. It also has a dance floor, a place where breakdancers, b-boys or b-girls as they're called, can mingle, compete, and break it down. When did you start The Cut Records?
I started in May of last year, which is 2023. It was the thing I pipe dreamed in a month, and then did. There was an old record store in New York City. There's a lot of iconic photos of like Gangstar and like Primo from Gangstar and like Nas giving each other dap. It was like a hip hop watering hole in New York City, and that was the inspiration.
How long have you been breakdancing?
Almost 2 decades, on and off. I dabbled into it when I moved to the U.S. around the 8th grade, so it's probably like 13-ish, 14 maybe. And then I got more serious like my sophomore year of high school when I, put like a weekly time on it.
I started breaking when I was 12 years old, and I've been doing it on and off ever since then. I had some friends, some of the neighborhood friends, and they brought me to Westgate Rec Center one time, and they had like a practice there. And first time I saw it, I was like, that's what I'm doing. And I started that day.
How long have you been teaching lessons here?
Yeah, so my start with teaching would be like popping into some of the community centers, volunteering my time there just to get my start. I actually work with Dublin Dance Center, and I've been working with them for like a solid 5 years now.
What would you say to people who are interested in breakdancing?
Support your local scene.
You can support your local scene by going to the Cypher Jam The Cut Records is hosting on October 5th. Back to you.
With the fall semester fully in swing, finding a place to study on campus might be hard to find with over 65,000 students on campus. With many places to study on campus, including libraries, classrooms, and cafes, students still seek places to study. Buckeye TV reporter Lucy Weeks speaks to students on campus about their favorite study spots and recommendations on where to study if some places get too busy.
I'm here on the north side of the Oval to ask students where they like to study and where to go if their preferred spot is taken.
I like to study at Youngkin. I like to study either at Fisher Hall or in the library.
Generally in a study room, but my current building doesn't have one, so the library, 2nd floor, reading room.
Thompson Library or 18th.
Let's go if your designated spot is taken.
I'll probably go to the library as my second option. My second option, I'd probably stay in the athletic facilities and just study in our common area, in our locker room.
Great question. I haven't really run into that, but it'll probably be desk in my room, wherever I can get quiet. If it's quiet, I shouldn't have an issue.
Well, it's nice to see that students are utilizing campus resources to further their education. On the topic of study spots on campus, this has been Lucy Weeks.
The Ohio State football team earned their 3rd win of the season this past Saturday with a 49-14 drubbing of the Marshall Thundering Herd. Junior running back Quinshon Judkins led the way with 173 rushing yards and a pair of scores.
The Buckeyes travel to East Lansing next Saturday to open up Big Ten play against the Michigan State Spartans. Kickoff is 7:30 p.m. Coming up next on Buckeye TV, we've got a story on women's volleyball player Grace Egan's return from injury.
And a look at some students' paths to becoming a Buckeye. All that and more up next on Buckeye TV. Stay tuned.
State women's volleyball is in full swing, and so is sophomore outside hitter Grace Egan. After a season-ending injury, Egan is back for her first full season.
Grace Egan brings power and athleticism to a high-octane Buckeyes attack. But after a strong start to her career, a season-ending injury in September of 2023 ended her season.
I think it's like 2 years today I tore my ACL, and I just remember like I didn't get to play for 8 months, and then I get to Ohio State, I hurt my ankle, and then it's like I'm out for another 12 weeks. Going into it like, okay, it is what it is, like this is gonna happen, injuries happen, I'm just gonna take it on for what it is.
In her return to the court, Grace Egan ranks second on the team in kills and in points in 2024. But Egan's road back to the hardwood was not an easy one.
Having to grow, like you thought you were strong, but you really weren't that strong. Now that I've gone through all of this rehab and stuff, I feel like I'm at the strongest I've ever been.
When Egan played her first match in 363 days on August 30th versus Florida International in Dayton, it held a great deal of meaning.
It's been great. It's so nice to be back. Being able to be on the court with my team this year, like preseason, and like getting to experience like different teams throughout preseason, it's been amazing.
After a year of waiting, Egan appears in a Big Ten match for the first time this Friday, September 27th at Southern California. Reporting for BuckeyeTV, I'm Tyler Danberg. Students have faced a pivotal decision, whether months, days, or even years ago, about how they will pursue their higher education journey. Each choice comes with its own story, a personal reason that shapes their path. Now, let's join Naya as she uncovers why students have chosen Ohio State.
Is it the Buckeye traditions, the well-known athletics, or something a bit more personal? I'm here at Ohio State's main Columbus campus to ask your fellow classmates why they decided to become a Buckeye.
I decided to go to Ohio State because both my parents went here and I just love it. I can't imagine going anywhere else.
I'm from Indonesia and I came to OSU because I really love their SMA program, which is the Specialized Master's in Finance. It's a really intensive program, it's 9 months, and you get a degree. And I'm hopeful that my degree will take me to places where I couldn't before.
They have an amazing nursing program here. And I liked the fact that it was like a big community, but also we get in the nursing program, you also get the gut small and really college.
I agree. And then I also feel like at a Big Ten school, you don't really run out of things to do. Like it doesn't really matter where I want to take my career. Like I could do research, or I could even just switch majors on a whim, and there's still a good program for it. And there's like a billion clubs and organizations. Like I'll always have a way to get where I want to be.
I think it's better education for me, and it's an overall big college and nice college to study.
I really like a big campus type of vibe. I like a big city, and then also the academic programs here are really amazing.
I wanted a good school and it was good for my major.
Coming to a big school like this, there's so many opportunities, networking, people to meet. I feel like it was just overall the better choice for my career.
The school is amazing and I had such a fun time when I visited.
I became a Buckeye because I just couldn't imagine being anywhere else.
It was great hearing about all of the student stories that make up Buckeye Nation. I'm Naya Snezik with BuckeyeTV.
With a campus more than double the size of Disneyland, ensuring Ohio State students, professors, and visitors have the cellular connection they need is a big undertaking, but Verizon has it covered. Reporting from the SHU, Samantha Hardin has the full story.
Verizon, the telecommunications company founded in 2000, recently completed a network deployment in and around Ohio State's campus, with the hopes of providing better network connection, particularly for those hoping to attend Ohio State football games this season.
The upgrades, which first began in 2022 with the installation of 8 cell towers, has been a part of an ongoing process, with the most recent installations, which included an expansion of the company's distribution antenna system through the newly installed cell towers, being completed this academic year.
Why was now the time to do more installations on campus?
It's not really a now, it's the technologies now. We've always had DAS systems here and we've always had outdoor coverage, so we're essentially doing what's proper now.
How do students feel about the latest installments? Avery Eisen, an Ohio State student who has attended Ohio State football games for the past 3 years, said she has seen the difference.
I've noticed I'm able to text my friends with ease and post things on social media as well.
And it doesn't end here. With this year's historically large freshman class, Verizon has more installations planned for the future.
All over campus, we have multiple in-building systems. We have multiple small cells. We have ODAS nodes that cover, and the macros that cover all of campus in a whole. We're always looking to improve them and add to them.
With these installations and more to come, Verizon is hoping to continue to provide the best coverage for students, staff, and Buckeye fans. Reporting for Buckeye TV, this is Samantha Harden.
A graduate student was injured after a shooting occurred at the corner of 11th and High Street last Wednesday. Unfortunately, the suspect is still at large. Though a student was hurt in the incident, there was no evidence anyone was shot. Up next on Buckeye TV, we've got a story on how international students feel about being a Buckeye.
Imagine having to leave your country to pursue an education, taking classes in a new language, adapting to a new culture, and much more. Let's head to Cami Bumpers as she explores the life of international Buckeyes.
Ohio State recruits from over 100 countries across the globe. This year, there's over 6,000 international students on campus. Let's see how they're adjusting to a new environment. Moving to America can seem extreme. Americans have different accents and cultures across all 50 states, 24/7 food and convenience stores, and societal rules such as the personal bubble. Let's see what these students thought of America.
The food is like really different from the food in China.
There's so many parties going around on campus.
International students face many challenges such as the language barrier, finding housing, internships/jobs, but what we forget about is,
being alone, like having no friends, having no connections. I came right after COVID, so I wasn't allowed to leave with any family members, so it was just me on the 18-hour flight coming to the U.S.
Despite challenges, international students have been able to benefit from their sacrifices.
It's beyond my expectations because I didn't know it was so pretty, the campus, and that they would offer so many opportunities to grow and to have fun and to interact. Even my kids and my wife, they are having a lot of fun here.
Furthermore, the Office of International Affairs partners with multiple departments across OSU to specifically set up international students for success academically and provide the resources they need to adjust to life in the U.S.
If you had a second chance to choose which university you wanted to attend, would you choose OSU again?
For sure.
The best way to bridge the gap is to start with a conversation. Start talking to international students around campus, and maybe you'll walk away with a new perspective and a new friend. This has been Cami Bumpers with Buckeye TV.
The Columbus Blue Jackets are set to begin their preseason schedule Wednesday, September 25th, as they play the St. Louis Blues at 7 p.m.
The Blue Jackets will look to improve after a 27-43-12 record in their previous campaign. That does it for our coverage today on Buckeye TV. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to our great reporters for their stories. I'm Nia Snezik.
And I'm Tyler Danberg. Thank you for tuning in to a Buckeye TV production. We'll see you next time.